Alright guys, we're here, stop number 5 of the Tackle Whales Invitationals on the Potomac River. The weather's a lot better than in Texas, and it's a tidal fishery, so you really gotta watch the tides and how the weather works with it. You know, if the wind's blowing out of a pocket and the tide's going out, it really helps the tide fall and then the opposite tide rise. You really have to have your tides right, and I've done I think a really good job of trying to find the fish that work off each tide, and I just have to put that into play tomorrow to be able to catch the right quality fish and just get bit in general, because it's really hard to get a bite if you're on the wrong tide doing the wrong thing. So I'm going to be throwing a 6 cents well a lot and dragging around the new Boosa shaky worm from 6 cents and on some offshore places, and I'm going to be throwing the well on more of the grass stuff and the shaky worm on more offshore, like little sneaky spots that I don't think that is going to get a lot of the pressure, because here on the Potomac there's a lot of there's like 6 or 7 creeks that are really popular, and 90% of the field are going to be fishing the same kind of stuff. So you really got to do a little something different, and I think most of the people are kind of throwing a chatterbait around and a swim jig, stuff like that. And I really think that the well is just a lot different presentation that will help me get more bites and maybe a couple bigger bites. So here we go, stop number 5, Tackle Whales Invitationals, Potomac River. Let's see what happens. You had to win a couple of them Thursday nighters to be able to come over here.
Thursday night or Sunday night. At Raven, I ate them every Thursday and Sunday just to stay afloat in college. Man, if I had $500 in my pocket in college, I thought I was rich.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. When I was in college, if I had $300 a week, I was like, hey, we got some money this week. That's like $100 for groceries for the week, and we'll try to freaking pound that cheap. Like, let's just get a bunch of noodles, like, you know, the bags of chicken breasts. We get the bags of chicken breasts and rice. We wouldn't just get, like, you know, the good chicken breasts. We get the bags of them frozen, dude. And like we try to spend like $40-$50 on that.
So yeah, that's some extra money.
Then we'd have like at least $100 for beer money.
Yeah, and then enough money to go to dollar night at Bonita.
You get a dollar night at Bonita, you drop $20, you got 20 freaking. Every Friday I'd be carrying a tray this big around to the table. Go, hey, excuse me, man, excuse me. I'd be saying, don't just 20 drinks, $20, 20 drinks.
So they do dollar.
Now you got drinks for yourself. You got drinks to give the girls. Hey, can I get you a drink? Yeah, sure. It's $1. Here you go.
Yeah, I'm rich. I got $300 this week.
That was college, but hey, I'll tell you what. From Monday by Saturday, you're done. Like, it's like, all right, I got enough. You got to choose. Like, do I want to party Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night? Because then you got to spread it out. Or do you want to go hard one night and be done on Saturday? Yeah. On Saturday, it's like, hey, man, like, do you think that I could probably get a beer from you? Like, yeah. It's like that. It really was like that.
So, everybody, this is the co-host of the Juice Podcast. You know,
hey,
world famous.
Let's break it down real quick. Dude, this is going to be like a vlog type deal.
Yeah. I just want to put all our...
Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down the Potomac for you. My boy Jaden, they've had a good practice. Me, myself, not so good. I've got one stretch that's about 300 yards long. About 300 yards. And I'm going to go up and down it until I get a limit or until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Now, this guy right here, he's going to figure them out in the tournament and find them and win this bitch. So
if I win this tournament right here, God came down from the heavens.
And then we're going to Champlain together.
Oh, I'm going to Champlain. I have to. Because what I got to lose. Hey, but you know what, man? I talked to one of my sponsors yesterday. It was weird because, like, Brandon reached out to me yesterday. Ted, another one of my sponsors. Like, all 3 in the same day.
What are they saying?
Those are my 3 biggest sponsors. Brandon Bell is my title. Ted with Resourcing Edge. And Lewis Ferguson with Premier Autoplex. We're around where you're from, in Livingston. But they got bought out. Now it's called Kramer Autoplex. But all 3 of those calls, they were just calling to see what was up. And they were like, hey, you know what, dude? Like, it's not the end of the damn world. Because I talked to all of them on the phone, you know. They're like, it's just one tournament, bro. Like, he's like, just go do what you do. And if it doesn't work out, he's like, they all basically told me they have my back for the next season. That's like,
that's huge.
Dude, that's like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because it's like year to year with those sponsorships.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, if it wasn't for the people that supported me, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it, you know.
But you know, like people don't. I don't think people realize like that's the stress involved in this. It's not like everybody has good tournaments and bad tournaments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's part of it. Like there's gonna be tournaments that set up in your warehouse and you're gonna smash them. Some you're gonna struggle, and some you figure out through the event, and that's just part of the learning curve. But like staying afloat and what I've always said, like buying your time, like buying your year to year to year, because eventually as you grow,
when it's your time, it's your time.
As you grow though, you're gonna start getting better and better. You see these guys on tour.
Yeah, like Dakota.
Yeah, like they get through their first like 3 or 4 seasons, and then it's like, you know, you just kind of start figuring things out. You start going back to some of these same places where you've already had some knowledge.
Exactly. Like, okay, for instance, me and you on Okeechobee, when we go back,
dude,
they're screwed.
We know.
Yeah, it goes down in certain areas, and you know that.
And we know how to fish it.
Yeah, and if it don't have clean water, you're not.
And let me tell you something.
You're not gonna do good.
Just like Dakota told me before, you can't learn that lesson if you're not there.
Yeah.
You can watch all the YouTube videos you want, and you can be on the couch at the house, reading and trying to understand. But until you're there, you can't learn.
And when you get there, and you go into every tournament with an open mind, and then say next year the Potomac's back on the schedule.
Yeah. See, because I've been to the Potomac before for a college tournament. Now it's different now. It's the same exact time of the year, but they're not near as far along as they were then.
Yeah.
So it's different
because
now.
It might have been a colder winter this year.
Something happened because the water temperature is not near as hot, and these fish are not.
They were out there on the main lake grass.
Main river,
yeah. Main river.
Not like they are now. That's why everybody's on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Belmont and they're in the bays still.
Yeah.
This is why it's going to be a little bit of a frustrating tournament for a lot of guys because they're going to be on top of each other. That's Quantico and Belmont.
All it's going to take is just finding something a little different, whether it be something in the grass like a ditch, or maybe like a bait change that's a little something different, and then you might have a sneak hole or two that not a lot of people know about, and I think that's how you're really going to win the tournament.
That's the only way to win. But what I was saying about this fishing deal in general, is like each year you got to just buy your time. Mm-hmm. So if you have the sponsors to back you up year to year, you're just buying your time so you can learn and keep learning and keep getting better. And because the reality is, that's the way it works. It is year to year. Let's say next year Brandon was like, hey man, for some whatever reason, Brandon or some of my sponsors were like, hey man, I'm not going to be able to help you out. I'm 1 year in and done. Until I got to work back and find my way to get back to, find a sponsorship or something to get back. Or let's say they help me next year and then something happens for whatever reason and they can't help me again.
Well, say they help you next year and you do really good.
Yeah.
And you kind of save up from this circuit, and then if something did happen, you can prepare yourself to do it on your own the next year because you won enough this past year.
And it's not like that. It's not like, hey, you didn't perform well, so we're not going to help you.
Yeah, no. They got you.
No, it's not like that. It's like guys, it happens. You see it all the time. Guys will perform extremely well and they lose sponsors. It has nothing to do with
how well you do.
Not all the time.
Yeah,
but it's more like how you handle your relationships with those guys
and how you handle stuff when it goes bad, like when you get an altercation on the water, and like
big deal.
Like say 6 cents, we both represent 6 cents. If they see we're out there being a jackass, then it's probably not gonna end well.
Right. That's why when I'm home, you see you know how much I do for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to put their baits in every customer's hand as possible. Post about it as much as possible. Just they help me, so I'm gonna do everything that I need to do to help them. It's just one of them deals, man. It's all about. And I don't think people just look at fishing like, oh man, that's cool. You're just fishing. Like, dude, you have no idea. This is everyday grind. Keeping over relationships with the people that help me.
And it's not just fishing. It's like you're saying, the outside world of fishing.
It's a business.
It's a business, and you're a salesman.
Yep. Yeah, and the fishing part is like this much of it.
Yeah.
The big picture, no. The fishing part is this much of it. That's what's crazy.
It's your sponsors, you promoting them, the other people that look up to you, like the kids and stuff.
Yep.
Has a lot to do with who looks up to you. And I think that's really a big deal. Is like with the little kids and stuff, when like talking to them when they want to, because like when I was little, there was a lot of times I tried to talk to people around Rayburn and stuff, and they didn't have the time to talk to me.
Yeah, that's why I've never been like that.
No.
I've never been
If
like
a kid
that.
walked up to me, I don't care what I'm doing at that moment. I'm gonna spend as much time as he needs to understand what questions he has.
Yeah.
And that's the main deal in my opinion.
How do you feel about practice?
So what do you think, Jay?
I think that the tide's a lot different than what we're normally used to, and you got to kind of find which areas of this river play in what tides, and how the fish set up on different covers during those tides. You think so?
Okay. Well, I would say that these fish tend to like the ditches in the grass, and I would say that they prefer certain types of grass over others. From my 3 days of being here, I really feel like they really like eelgrass, and if there's coontail or milfoil in eelgrass with a ditch, you catch them. You really catch them.
Yeah, I think that's the key. And I mean, I have a couple areas that have those little ditches and stuff, and I think that really sets you apart, because 90% of the field you're just going to be fishing grass flats. And then if you can find those nuances in those grass flats, you can excel over everybody else in that area.
Well, I found if you find a clear defined edge of the grass, if you can pan over on live scope and you can see, or 360, and you can see a clear defined edge, then you can catch them.
Yeah.
Especially if that edge is close to deeper water, say a channel swing or a drop off. And now the drop don't have to be much.
No, it could be a foot.
It could be 6 inches, a foot, 2 foot. But if there's a clear drop with a defined edge of grass, that's where you catch your big fish. So it's just a matter of picking apart those tides and then making sure that you're on the right stuff at the right time according to the tide. And I think day one we get a slack high at takeoff, and so then it's going to fall for till middle of the day, and then middle of the day, afternoon, it'll flip over and start coming back in. So the only high we're going to get is at takeoff.
Right when we start.
We're never going to see a high again. It'll be falling all day and then coming back in, but we'll never get back to a high. So if someone went out and practiced and caught everything on a high tide, they're going to struggle, because once the slack falls out of it bright and early in the morning, it's a wrap.
And that's what I try to do in practice, is I try to find fish in areas where I could catch them, like the spatter dock, for instance. Like, you're going to catch most of the fish on the spatter dock fields, like where there's a lot of spatter dock and there's water through a lot of it. That on the low tide, it would really bring them out to that edge, and you can catch them flipping the edge of that stuff. And then on the grass flat deal, you can kind of fish those in any tide, because when it's high tide, it kind of moves them up on the flat, and low tide really concentrates them to those drains and ditches and stuff like we were talking about.
That's right. I agree with that. I really didn't have any luck on the main lake.
No, I don't think they're out there yet. I think there could be a few fish still spawning, and not many. I think they're making their way out, but like, it's not hot enough for them to get out on the main river yet. But they're kind of in that happy medium section between the back of the spawning bays and the main river.
Yeah, I would say that as well. I would say they're not all the way in the back in the flats anymore. I would say they've pulled out to the deepest water closest to the flats, and then they pull even further when the tide comes out.
Yeah.
And so I think the deeper water closer to the spawning flats, with the certain particular grass that you found that you like, is going to play.
Right.
That's where you're going to do it at.
And then, like, on this river, there's only like, let's see, about 4 or 5 areas that's really going to play. Like, you're going to have a few outliers that go to DC, and I think they might be able to do okay up there. But you got 5 or 6 areas that are really going to be where everybody's condensed in. It's just whoever finds something a little different or does like a bait change differently, then that's the people that are going to be in the top.
I agree. Yeah, everywhere I went in practice, there was multiple boats. Places I went that I thought I'd never see anybody, I would pull up there and there'd be 6 locals.
Yeah.
So the places I didn't see the guys we're competing against, the locals would be stacked up on it, and
Yeah.
then they would tell you, "Hi, dog. We thought we'd never see one of you guys here. That's why we came here today."
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter where you went. There's a lot of fishermen on the lake every day, and like you said, I think what's going to make the difference is who chooses the right nuance, whether it be a certain type of grass, a combination of the grass, what little ditches or outliers they find, or who plays the tide perfectly according to their pattern.
Yeah, because you're gonna have some people that run with the tide and kind of find their tide they like and kind of try to move throughout the river with that tide, and then you're gonna have people like me that are gonna have 2 or 3 areas that, and then fish that according to what tide, you know. Like, I don't want to chase the tide down too much and catch myself running too much, but I want to have a couple areas where it really doesn't matter about the tide because there's more things in that same area.
Absolutely.
Like, have
I
like a
agree.
little something that nobody else is really doing and you can catch a big one, like maybe like a creek channel swing or something with some hard stuff, and then you're gonna have the grass flats that when that tide drops, it's gonna pull them into the grass flats and the creek channel, or when it comes up, they're gonna move up to whatever from the creek channel to the bank and the top of the grass flats.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fish that I found mostly, I think the spatterdeck or spatterdock or
Whatever it is.
pad fish, as I would call it, they're eating brim or perch.
Mm-hmm.
The grass fish are on shad.
Shad and them little minnow looking things.
Yeah,
I don't even know what they are. Maybe
yeah.
baby bass. I don't really know.
And there has been a lot of brim on beds in the shallows, but I haven't seen a lot of bass around them when I've been up there, especially when the tide was right and the water's clear.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of bass up there getting on those brim that are on the bed. So I don't necessarily think that's going to play unless it may play in a deeper area, like on
Yeah.
a channel swing or a hard spot, or some of those brim beds that are deep.
Yeah, I agree. So, what do you think it's going to take to win over 3 days?
I would say 17 to 20 on the first day, and then 14 to 16 the next 2 days.
So, an average about 17 or 18.
Yeah, I would probably say an average of 16 and a half is going to get it done.
Really?
Yeah, because I think by the time you get all of those boats in the small area that
The
we're
weight's
kind
gonna
of
go down
confined
as the
to,
event goes?
as we beat them up and cull and beat them up, the weights are going to fall every day. I don't necessarily think there's nobody's going to go 20, 20, 20
No.
and catch a 60
I
pound.
think you said 16 and a half. I think it's going to take 17 and a half because somebody's just going to find an area where there's not a whole lot of people, or an extra place where you can go catch one big one. Like, catch the 13 to 14 pound bag and then go catch that 5 or 6 pounder and then have 17. Or it might take 16 and a half a day, but I don't know. What do you think it'll take to make the cut?
12 a day.
12 a day, I agree. Yeah.
I think 12 a day is going to get it done because there's a multitude of on them grass flats. There's a lot of small fish. There's a lot of 2 pounders.
Yeah.
So 10 pounds is going to be pretty easy.
12 pounds is going to be pretty.
12 pounds is going to be a little more difficult. You're going to have to mix in a couple 3 pounders, and then you get above 14, 15 pounds.
That's tough.
You're going to have to get a big bite.
Yeah,
It's going to have to be
I
a
don't
5
think
pound
you
bite.
can just catch 5, 3 and a half pounders.
No, I don't either.
Like, you're gonna have to have a 4 or 5 pounder.
Yeah, you're going to have to catch one big one.
So, we're here, Potomac River. Day number 1 starts tomorrow. Let's see what happens. cannot believe nobody started here. Pads, or whatever, spattered dick, spattered dog, whatever they are. I fished some around that, and it's kind of like fishing the bank. But I think those are better on low tide. I think it's all better on low tide. That's why I'm not going to stress. Yeah, it condenses them down to different areas and makes wherever they are, it makes them not have enough water to be there. Let's rock. No, I ain't got a bite, man. Y'all catching them? Two. It's rough on me right now, man. Yes, sir.
A little bit. And a
Right here. There's one. Thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. There's one. Oh, thank you, Lord. Didn't blink, Barrett. There's one. All right, fish. All right, calm down, calm down, calm down. That's a big one. Get away from that dog. Boom. Yes. Bro, I told you. I told you. We're about to catch him. We're about to catch him. God, they fight so hard. Okay. All right, come on, give me 3 more. Thank you, Lord, thank you. God, I'm freaking shaking too much. I got a 1 something and a 2.5.
But the grass and like the offshore stuff is even better because of the current, you know.
Yeah, it sets them up.
Yep, sets them up way better. But it honestly fish kind of small, like in the summer.
A lot of community holes.
Yeah. But I mean that's where they are. You know, everybody finds them.
It's another keeper. There's 3. He's little, but he's 3. Let's hope I don't have to weigh him in. Quit. Look at that. There's half a pound. Maybe they'll eat it again. That's where it belongs anyways. I ain't catching shit. Alright.
And I was really good at baseball and football.
Right, yeah.
I played catcher in baseball.
Yeah.
Like first team all district every year. But I used to be a lot bigger. I used to weigh 160 pounds.
Really?
That scared the dog piss out of me. You know why he was sitting there? Look, that bulk has a current brake for the tide. Show it to the camera. Yep, the tide's coming out. And that bulkhead right there breaks that current. I flipped it up behind that bulkhead and it ate it. There's 4. Looks better. 6-inch whale. Little 6/0 1/4 ounce screw lock. They eat that thing. We can go fish our little deal by that dock again, see if we can get 5. The rest of the day we're gonna go try to fish some grass flats and catch a big one. Probably Caden Mick. It's probably the Mick residence. There's one. Oh God. Yes! 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 Boom, baby. Give me some of that. Yeah! Freaking biggin', dude. Woo! Look at that. Potomac River stud. Yes. I told you there was a big one under there. Four-pounder, baby. Four-pounder, baby. Down here. Where's that boat at? Could he see me? All right. Boom, baby. Let's go. Yes. I told you there was a big one there. I told you. All right. It come. I said. It come. I said. Oh God. Hell yeah. Do what, Bo? Thank the Lord. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. You gotta thank Him. If it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't be able to do this. 4-pounder's a 9-pounder here. Green pumpkin. Well, I was fixing to. It never jumped.
Yeah.
And then it jumped right there. I was like, oh yeah, I better grab the net. All right. That's the right kind. There's one. That's a coal. I think he calls. It's not what we're needing, but I'll take it. Or he's bleeding. Fuck. Let me see. I can't hardly see my screen. Yeah, it calls. Number 3. Where's number 3 at? 5. 4. What the hell? Oh, there he is. Oh, they're twins. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can't be making no cast with 6 fish. Assisted dog. That's where you want to hook them, right there. I don't know how a fish that small eats that bait, but whatever. Quit flopping. 3 goes out again. Just lay there. 11 even. All right, last cast on this thing. Five-pounder, put me at about 14. Yeah. All right, let's go. Well, we got a full pounder. We got about 11 pounds, which is pretty decent for right now. It's 11:45. Now we're fixing to go out and try to fish some grass flats and see if we can't coil up. If we can't, we'll probably come back and see if we can't get one more good one. But we got two little ones in there. If we can get them coiled out, I think we'll be all right. We need about 12 to 15 pounds to stay in it. And if we can just make one or two more coils, we can have that and we'll be okay. Still got 11 pounds. Gonna go try to fish some different grass flats. Wind the well around. See if we can't coil up. We got two squeaks still. So we need to get them out of there. We'll have a decent bag. Good one, dude. Yes. 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 Yes, yes. Did you see how far he jumped out of the water? Holy shit. Decisions, man. Decisions. It's a good one. I think that's my 12 pounds. Quit flopping. Oh my God. $12 pounds. I got a balance 3 and 4.
What is that?
2.8, 2.5. Balance being 3 and 4. Quit. 4's bigger. 3 goes. See, bitch. Where you at? Well, come here. Give me some. Boom. There's why out. $12. Yeah, I got 12.
Yeah, it's a bass. Good one. Freaking big dude. Yes! Let's go! Woo! Last freaking minute, dude. Look at that. Look at that, dude.
See that whale?
Give me some. Give me some. On the freaking whale, baby. Yes! Thank you, Lord. 3-pounder. Yes. 13.7, baby. Yes. Yes, sir. Hang on. Stop. 1, 2. There's 2. 3, 4, 5. Boom. Dang. Freaking 5 minutes to go, dude. Well, we got rid of the 2 we needed to get rid of. We got right at 13.5 or so. So that should have us in contention for tomorrow. I meant for Sunday if we duplicated it tomorrow. We just need to go out tomorrow and have a good bag. You know, another 12, 13 pounds, and we'll really be in contention to do good in this thing. So we'll see y'all at weigh in. There you go. You get rid of that one.
Jake Parrish, come on up here, young man. He is from Liberty, Texas. He's got 5 fish in the bag today. You got another good one there, 13 pounds and 13 ounces. Grab that microphone, tell me what's up, dude. Tell me what's going on out there.
Oh, you know, I grew up fishing the river system down by my house. We live on a river.
Sabine?
No, the
Which
Trinity.
one? The Trinity, okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And it has tide, but it don't have it like this. This
Sure.
makes it a lot different, you know.
It's extreme.
Yeah,
It's
and
extreme here.
all different parts of the river have a different tide,
Yes, sir.
and I just had to really figure that out to catch the bigger fish, you know.
Gotcha.
Try to find the clear water and the tides, how I liked it or whatever. But I can tell you one thing, I got me a new Phoenix from Jordan's Marine,
Yes, sir.
and that is a dream
You've enjoyed
when
it,
that
huh?
wind's blowing. Yes, sir.
You got it. Good deal. Well, good luck to you tomorrow.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
you, sir.
Oh, all right. Day 1's in the books. You know, we got right at 14 pounds, sitting right at the cut line. The weights are super, super tight. There's like, I don't know, me and Wyatt are pretty close. There's a bunch of people around that 14-pound mark. And I do think that they're going to catch them tomorrow because the wind was really bad today. And they still caught them. But these guys are good. These are the best people in the country, the best fishermen in the game. They're going to catch them, flat out catch them anywhere we go, any time of the year, any weather conditions. So we got 14 pounds sitting right outside the cut line. Gonna wind a whale around, 6-inch whale, a lot tomorrow. We actually caught 2 really key fish on the whale today. And I just don't really have a plan yet because some of the stretches I thought that were really, really good just didn't pan out for me. And I fished a lot of new water this evening and it really, really helped. And I just plan on maybe hitting a couple of the key stretches I fished today early and then going back to where I caught them this evening and kind of expanding on that area and trying to make this day 3 cut. I mean, if we catch another 14, I think we'll make it. Anything less than that, we're probably going to go to Champlain. So let's see what happens.
Well, day 1 was a struggle. The grass fish that I thought I was on, fished for them for a couple hours, probably spent too much time on them. I finally go to the spaddock fish I was on and get there a little late. There's some other boats there. catch a 3.5 pounder and then a couple close to 3 very quickly once I got on the pattern. I just didn't have long enough by the time the tide fell out to capitalize on what I need to capitalize. I think I had 11 pounds, 9 ounces of dead fish. Tongue hooked one, it died, cost me some critical ounces. So hopefully today, gonna run a different pattern early so that I don't waste 2 or 3 hours on something that didn't work yesterday. So we'll see, day 2 here on the Potomac River in Maryland. Pretty fun, having a good time.
All right, guys, just wrapped up day 1 of the MLF Invitational here at the Potomac River. After my practice, I'll take it, man. I had a little over 14 pounds. Yeah, don't really know how it happened. Just kept my head down, fished really open-minded, free. You know, I said a prayer last night right before takeoff and just asked if God would keep me calm today and not be stressed out after a bad practice. You know, bad practice doesn't always translate to a bad tournament, so we're off to a good start, you know. They are cracking them. That's the only problem. Like 14 pounds has me right outside the cut right now, so we got to go do it again. We really need to catch a little bit more than what we had today, so it's going to be a grind. You know, I may have dialed in my stretch a little bit more today. I may have figured out where they want to be on it, but I can't say that confidently. You know, today it was too tough, and I'm going to have to fish new water again tomorrow. 6 cents whale, huge player once again. You know, it's a great bait. I'm able to cover a lot of water with it, throwing it on the 6 cents Century 7.7 heavy. Gonna lock that thing in pretty hard and long tomorrow, and as well as slowing down with a few different baits as well. But yeah, not disappointed, but we still got work left to do.